What's going on, guys? This is Kai Show. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. So in this video we're going to cover OCG Metagame Report and decklist reviews post QCTB or Quarter Century Trinity Box. So it was released in the OCG yesterday, Saturday, and it introduced support for Dragon Maid, Orcus, and Punk. And you're going to see in this video how it impacted the overall shape of our metagame, and also this can be pivotal towards the preview of our January 2024 format, because we recently had our ban list just hours ago, and I have a separate video for it, no? So you could also check it out on our YouTube channel. But without further much ado, let's start. So with the remainder of our October format, we're going to see the decks that have top on that. First off, we do have Tenpai Dragon. So Tenpai Dragon with a more board breaker approach on the main deck, with focusing on Droplet and Ultimate Slayer and Duster, and also play the draw powers. Didn't opt to play Ash Blossom on it or other stuff like the Nibiru, no? Just play the Purulia and Follows all together. Moving on next, we do have Ryzil. So this was touched by Divan List. The X will go into 1, and also the 7th will go into 2, and Dweller will get banned. So those are really detrimental hits for the Ryzil, and I am very excited whether Ryzil players could adapt and make a formidable list, post-ban list, or they would be crumbled on this new format. But looking on this list, it is very sensible. Just played Foals on the main deck, and played copies of Retaliating Sea on the side. Next, we do have Salamangreat. So, Salamangreat with Anti-Spell Fragrance, very huge for Salamangreat. Once you set up your Roar Rage with Anti-Spell, and you have like Raging Phoenix on your board, no? And those Bailings on the graveyard, you are pretty much in a very commanding position to win the game. There's not many decks that could topple that kind of board, and paired with Hand Traps, and also Forbidden Droplet to some extent, no? Moving on next, we do have White Forest, Finsmith. So this is really strong right now. I do believe that White Forest is a tier A deck post ban list, and this could be the best deck available right now if people are resorting towards the more combo oriented type of game. And of course, the White Forest have been getting plethora of supports on the previous sets that we had from Suda, no? Moving on next, we do have another White Forest. So this time, played XYZ Encore and Malice, or rather Artifact Lansea to answer the Malice. So Encore just does the job for Ryzil, outing their Detonator, and Malice, of course, will get rattled by Lansea. And yeah, pretty standard list altogether. Just played Summon Limit on the main deck to fortify it's going first. Next, we do have Mermail Atlantean. So this time I played Hualas and Purulia on the main deck, and also played XYZ Encore, no? Still hot on those XYZ Encore, just to out the problematic board of Ryzil. And next, we do have Malice. So Malice was kinda addressed by the Malice with Gold Shark going into 1, and the Allure of Darkness going into 1 as well. So it could hurt the Malice, but it's not enough for me. I do think that Malice in the underground is the better choice to hit this deck, but yeah, it also makes sense. And moving on, we do have Ryzil. So pretty standard Ryzil. Just played a bunch of Fan Traps on the main deck. Didn't opt to play the Desires and Prosperity package. The more popular choice would be the Desires and Prosperity from the previous 2-3 weeks from the Campus League tournaments. And moving on next, we do have Branded. So Branded got their third copy of Branded opening. It could really pay a lot of dividends for the consistency of Branded, and can also improve the 40 card version of Branded as well. Similar to this, it is running 46 only, shy away from the 60 standard Branded recently. And next we do have Snake Eyes, White Forest as a Mina. So yeah, really powerful deck as well. I think this deck is really strong and still very explosive on this date. Moving on next, we do have Malice. So Malice, this could be the best deck available post ban list. Aside from the Snake Eyes, White Forest, or the White Forest. So Malice is getting just a minor consistency hit, and probably not enough to lower the power of the deck, and it's still very strong along with Blue Eyes Primite, no? And on this list, it just played Judgment instead of other hand traps. So it just proves to be you need to put importance on going first as well, even you're already playing a Malice. And moving on next, we do have Blue Eyes Primite. So like I've said earlier, this is also a contender for the best deck in this format. But this is the most favorable deck to play in retrospect because the Primite is not touched yet, and also you didn't suffer enough from the ban list. The Primite got away, the Blue Eyes got away, you know. So there's nothing in your path that rattles the deck down. And yeah, moving on, we do have top 4. We do have Ryzil. So yeah, Ryzil without Heavy Storm or Feather Duster, no? Quite ballsy to not include back row removals. And next would be another Ryzil. This time, play the Heavy Storm and Duster just to respect the back row. And also double field spell on the main deck. And oh, we still have one. Oh, we still have two, yeah. We still have Malice here. So Malice with Trust and one copy of the Nader on the side deck. And next we do have Jurak. So Jurak with double talent on the main deck, quite intriguing. So he didn't up to play straight 40, just up to play 41, and no Foalas on the deck. And moving on next, we do have another Blue Eyes Primite this time. So it played the Imduk, no? Interestingly enough. Also played the Imduk. Could be just your vanilla link away to some extent. Next would be Ryzil. So Ryzil with Donner as well. Very standard approach for Ryzil. And also played one summon limit on the main deck. This has been the trend for the past 2-3 weeks already for Ryzil. They have been playing the summon limit on the main deck to just fortify the going first and also stand out the opponent. And it is from YACS, Yu-Gi-Oh! Area Championship in Japan. And next would be Punk Horus. So this included the new support of Punk. So it is massive considering that Punk is a very explosive deck and you're going to top it off with new consistency card and also ways to improve the combo ceiling of the deck. It really looks terrifying, but on top of that, you can play the Horus engine here to just make the zombie vampire dump for cards or also protect your board with the Photon Lord. Very, very nice improvement from Punk. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite. So yeah, pretty standard. Didn't play the Imduk, just play the Seals and the double link one of Blue Eyes. And next would be Fire King, Snake Eyes with Azumina. Skill Drain on the main deck. Very astonishing card for this deck. You could get away with playing under Skill Drain and just ramp up your Ponyx, your Fire King resources on your hand, recycling it back towards your hand and field and on the graveyard, no? So you could beat down the opponent by that way. And moving on next, we do have top 4 of 1923 CS in Korea. First would be another Snake Eyes, this time with White Forest. And technically good stuff, no? Finsmith, White Forest, Azamina, Snake Eyes, and Fire King all together. And next would be Malice. So double Nibiru on the main deck. And just played the double Gold Shark and double Allure. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite, of course, with inclusion of triple Artificial Lancea. And next would be another Malice main deck, the Bestial Tree of Baldric and Druisworm and Magnamut. And moving on next, we do have White Forest, Snake Eyes. So play triple droplet on the main deck can be costly, but more of a card that could really solve the weak going second of the deck sometimes. And moving on next, we do have Crystron, of course, very interesting. This deck was not addressed by the ban list or anything, no. So it is very much free, and really strong at this moment. I do believe that the deck is really powerful. And moving on next, we do have oh yeah, we do have Blue Eyes Primite from YACS. So it played Dominus Purge on the main deck, didn't opt to play Droll, but instead played the Dominus Purge because it is a very promising card on the main deck of Primite and you don't really get drawbacks from it. Also played Malong, no? Because you are playing the Ultimate Slayer. And moving on next, we do have Ritual Beast. So Ritual Beast, another deck that could see resurgence if the format will shape into a more graveyard-centric format with the support of Dragon Maid, Orcus, and also Punk, and also the upcoming support of Eldritch and Cyber Dragon. Those will be catered towards the graveyard shenanigans. So Ritual Beast can just shifter them away, no, or lock out the graveyard with Fissure, Macrocosmos to some degree. And also you don't care about graveyard and a shifter deck. And can really be explosive going first if your opponent doesn't have Maxi or Fualos. You could already be ahead, way ahead against them. And moving on next, we do have Orcus Finsmith, our first Orcus in this report. And this looks really spicy, you know. It just only played one Link 1 of the new support of Orcus. And played Finsmith on this deck. Didn't play it pure, but instead played the Finsmith Luri package. And why not? Because it offers more gas and can be able to make the deck more resilient as well. And the two has synergy, no? Because of the link mechanics of these two engines or cores. And moving on next, we do have Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace Twinsmith, Snake Eyes Azamina. So Rescue Ace still hangs on. No? I have counted out the deck for the vast majority of October format, but it can still tap and it still gets some results from here and there, but not the way they used to be. Unlike the previous May 2023, no, Rescue Ace used to be very very powerful and a tier 1 soul tier 1 deck, but now it is very different. Has been a year already and things have changed for Rescue Ace already. And moving on next, we do have Dragon Maid, our first Dragon Maid in our report. When 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 2. Not bad. So it played the Light and Darkness engine. I don't really fancy playing the engine of Lad, but I think it improves the ceiling of Dragon Maid and can be more played into a more combo-ish type of deck once you play this engine. But for me, I would want to run the Dragon Maid with more control cards like Solemn Strike or other hand traps like Nibiru on the main deck, Ghost Ogre, Bell, and Bestials as well with Druid's Worm or Baldrake. But yeah, it is also notable that Dragon Maid are using Sangen Kaimen to just search of the kitchen, and why not? No, it is another copy of kitchen. You have like technically 6 kitchen, and with the post support of Dragon Maid, it is the best starter for Dragon Maid to open above the chamber or parlor. So yeah, really interesting times for Dragon Maid players. And next would be Malice. With Book of Moon on the main deck, quite interesting. Didn't opt to play Book of Eclipse that are more played towards Ryzil, no? So just played Book of Moon to dodge the effects. And on the flip side, it cannot be Ash Blossom, no? So it can flip down the Nether, the other stuff like Baguska. So yeah, it can be very impactful as well against the Ryzil matchup. Next, we do have Branded. Yeah, Branded 46. So, play Gimmick Puppet as well on the main deck. I am really flabbergasted that Gimmick Puppet was not addressed. It was addressed by the TCG ban list, but in OCG, things are different for Branded. They just let it fly with the Gimmick Puppet. They don't really care whatsoever against this Gimmick Puppet shenanigans luck. And moving on next, we do have another Ryzil. Just play Triple Bell, no? Huge emphasis on playing Bell just to nullify the graveyard advancements of many decks. And also played 3 copies of the Barrier instead of Summon Limit and Judgment. So more prepared against other various ritual decks like Necros, Voices Voice, and other fusion decks like Branded, no? And also can be used against the mirror match of Ryzil. Next, we do have Unchained. So Unchained with uh, 3 Ultimate Slayer and Artifact Sanctum and Artifact Sight, which is limited to 1. It doesn't even make sense. What even is the point of making Artifact Sight into 1? It is already played at 1, no? So it doesn't really make sense. It didn't really change the whole shenanigans of blocking out the opponent with Sight. And next, we do have Marineford TCG Tournament. We do have Super Heavy Samurai. Yeah, Super Heavy Samurai. I always get confused with Super Heavy Samurai and Six Samurai. But yeah, Super Heavy Samurai. Wow, interesting. It also played a small Manidium package on it. And next would be Ryzil. Yeah, standard. Displayed Triple Lancea. And next would be White Forest. Yeah, White Forest as a Mina. So it played one talent on the main deck. And only two Veiler. And also two Foalos. And moving on next, we do have what in what in the tier elements is this? Oh, branded tier elements. Yeah, branded tier elements with bestials, of course. And 60 card, no? So tier elements is still relevant on this type of deck. And also play Dragoon, because it is playing Dark Magician. And moving on next, we do have Kazies in Japan. First would be Finsmith Snake Eyes as a Mina. Triple Parallel Exceed just to link away faster and also start your plays better. And can also improve your board now because it can make Little Knight early on or go into the route of the Finsmith line more effectively. Next would be Blue Eyes Primite. Play Blue Eyes Jet on the main deck and the Sage of White. And also play the Spellcaster Village of Spellcaster on the main deck just to stand out the opponent and mitigate the spell cards. And next would be Memento Outland. So huge surprise that Memento Outland was not hit. But I also anticipated that because I do think that Memento Outland didn't deserve a hit, to be honest. Even though it is a performing deck, it is not on the same power level of Blue Eyes Primite, Ryziel, Malice to some extent. So yeah, quite fine for now. We will see whether Memento Outland could take over the January format. And moving on next, we do have Dragon Maid. I think this Dragon Maid is my cup of tea. Displayed more hand traps and more emphasis on the hospitality and only two tiding, no? So it has been a thing for the modern Dragon Maid. They don't really want to end on tiding too much. So they just limited the tiding into two. I think the third one doesn't come up, but I do still prefer having tiding into three because going first of Dragon Maid, you won't really search off the tiding. You just want to draw it, no? And just uh, layer your interruption with another bounce effect. And moving on next, we do have Ritual Beast, second Ritual Beast in our report. Interesting. So play the Nether Baguska. So you still have ways to do that because you have a lot of level 4s as well. So yeah, interesting. You could make the Nether on this. Very interesting choice. Moving on next, we do have Gem Knights. So Black Dragon was not touched, but this list was not even playing the Black Dragon. It plays the Azamina and Finsmith. And moving on next, we do have Orcus. Oh my goodness, another Orcus. This time pure raw version with one only Crescendo and played Foolish Burial Goods and also played Triple Impulse on the side deck and more emphasis on XYZ Encore and Forbidden Droplet just to answer the Malice and Ryzil matchup. Again, no Foalos, no? Interesting. No Foalos, yeah. Didn't really play the Foalos. Yeah, no Foalos. Wow. Really ballsy. And moving on next, we do have... What is this? What even is this? Blue Eyes Buster Blader. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. with Dragon Maid getting some traction, Tenpai Dragon still relevant, Blue Eyes Primite on the top of table, and yeah, you answer 3 decks all at once by just summoning out, turboing out your Buster Luck, no? So yeah, it is really phenomenal. Can be really scary against the mirror match. Wow, the Buster Blader plays dividends on this Blue Eyes Primite. And moving on next, we do have top 4 of the tournament in Japan. We do have Blue Eyes Primite. Speaking of the Devil, we do have Blue Eyes Primite. Also played one copy of the Redox Dragon Ruler. Next would be another Orcus. Third, fourth Orcus already in our report. This time, a more controlled version. Played triple Solemn Strike on the main deck and won the Black Goat Laps. Wow. So we just played a bunch of going first cards, triple Sanctum, and double D Barrier with 3 Solemn Strike on the main deck. Wow, I really fancy this type of deck. Just throw up your staples and just throw your Orcus engine as a whole. You get a really functioning deck. The only problem would be the relevance of Lancea in this format due to Malice, but it is still very abruptly strong considering that we have seen like 4 Orcus already. Oh, we still have more. We still have another Orcus. Wow, another Orcus. So 2 out of the top 4 are Orcus. So this time, similar to that, you just play the Impulse on the main deck and the Black Coat Laps with double Crescendo. And again, no Fallas as well. And next would be another Blue Eyes Primite. So Chaos Hunter as well, seeing traction recently. And moving on next, we have another Orcus. Wow. This time it played one Ogre on the main deck, and yeah, I believe it is very similar to earlier, just differs from the Lightning Storm and Heavy Storm on the side. Yeah, very interesting. Moving on next, we do have another top 4 of I think, yeah, Japanese tournament. First would be Ryzil. So pretty standard. We won't really ponder in it too much because Ryzil was hit and X was brought into one. And next we do have, what even is this? Dogmatica Metal Morph. Yeah, Dogmatica Metal Morph. Wow, really crazy. The Dragoon was accessible on this deck. Yeah, it is accessible. Yeah, because you do have the Red Eyes Metal Dragon. And next would be Ryzil Magistus. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Ryzil Magistus. And also played the Magicalized Fusion on the extra deck. Next would be another Ryzil with double talent on the main deck. And also played Shifter. Wow. Shifter on Ryzil is something else. And moving on next, we do have another Orcus. Yeah, it was another Orcus or the same as earlier. I believe it is, yeah, it is different. It is playing 2 Ogre and 1 Foolish Burial on the main deck. So another Orcus, wow. Bunch of Orcus already 5th or 6th Orcus in our report, no? So Orcus could be a really debatable tier A deck on these things. And I think Orcus got really massively better with the Link 1 being your like Baylinks that is on steroids. And yeah, it really brings so much value towards the Orcus considering that having Link 1 is your easy access towards your Babel and you have another Link to wrap it up on the mid game or the turn 3, no? So this is really massive for Orcus. And I'm very excited whether Orcus could reclaim their spot on the status of one of the best decks. Because they used to be the best on 2020 something or 2019, 2018. I'm not really sure. I'm not even playing the game that time. I just browse up the results of Road of the King. And moving on next, we do have another Dragon Maid. So this time, a more standard approach. Played triple tidying and triple hospitality. Also played Super Poly Wow because it plays the Garura and Mud Dragon on the extra deck. And yeah, this is really something else. I think this is how I want to play Dragon Maid. And just played more hand traps and bird breakers over the things like Solemn Strike or other going first cards. And moving on next, we do have Orcus once again. So Orcus with Boral Sword on the side deck. And another Orcus. Oh my goodness, this is like the seventh Orcus already. And yeah, also play the Summon Sorceress, no? Only one Link 1 and only one of the new Link 4, yeah, Link 4 on this deck. Wow, really crazy. And moving on next, we do have another Orcus. Orcus Fiendsmith this time. Oh my goodness. Orcus is getting crazy. So, reminder guys, the things that I have browsed was from the December 21st, and now this is the December 22nd uh, thread of decks, no? So just this Sunday alone, we have seen like 5 Orcus tops already. That is massive for a new deck. For a new deck like Orcus, that is so massive. And considering that it was a legacy supported deck, this is really getting crazy for Orcus. And they have outperformed the Dragon Maid and Punk as far as we have seen recently, no? So yeah, exciting times for Orcus players. And moving on next, we do have Ryzil. Yeah, standard. Just play triple Purula and triple Phalos on the main deck with triple Ogre. No Desires or Prosperity. And moving on next, we do have another Orcus, this time with Horus and Fiendsmith. Oh my goodness. Wow. Orcus, Orcus, Orcus. This might be my next deck, if I'm going to be honest. I just really think that Orcus is really strong right now and has a lot of promise. Yeah, I really think that people should look with Orcus and test it out, see how the Orcus would play out on their uh, gameplay. I just think that Orcus is really good. And moving on next, we do have Malice with that Skipper in the main deck, and yeah, played Veiler on the side deck, only just played Nibiru on it. And next would be Malice once again with Code of Soul on the main deck. You don't really see that much every day, and Chaos Hunter as well, very strong card. Moving on next, we do have Dragon Maid, another Dragon Maid. This time with the Promethean and Raging Phoenix package on the side deck. So this is like the fifth top of Dragon Maid already. So bunch of results for Dragon Maid. So the QCTV was very successful. We now have seen the Punk, Dorcus, and Dragon Maid. So it was a successful set to boost the 3 archetypes. And moving on next, we do have another Ryzil. It played the Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon, no? Yeah, interesting. It is playing Tachyon. And it could work. Yeah, it could work. Because you're also playing Small World. Wow. Bunch of consistency cards. And moving on next, we do have Primite Blue Eyes. Yeah, Primite Blue Eyes. So we played Triple Judgment on the side deck. Huge emphasis on going first. And didn't opt to play Summon Limit or the Barrier. And moving on next, we do have another Ryzil with Heavy Storm and Feather Duster on the main deck. Wow, quite bold. And also played Hita, Promethean, and Raging Phoenix package on the side deck. Also played double Pankratops. Wow. Just to out the Summon Limit, the Anti-Spell Fragrance, all of those annoying as Floodgates. Next we do have Blue Eyes. Yeah, Blue Eyes Primite with Crimson Dragon and Cypher. And next would be Ryzil, once again, Flawless on the main deck, and triple Retsi. And next would be another Ryzil. This time, play 6 going first cards with triple D Barrier and triple Judgment. And next would be Malice. Yeah, standard. And next would be Jurak. Wow, Jurak. No Flawless. Yeah, no Flawless. Play triple Reciting Sea, 1 Dogoran on the side deck. And yeah, why not, no? Dogoran is searchable, I believe. Yeah, it is really scary that you have like a searchable kaiju on this deck. And moving on next, we do have Malice. Yeah, no Allure on the main deck, just played Cynet Mining. So this is why I said that Allure could really be just a nonsensical way to approach the hitting of Malice. I just don't think that it is relevant enough for this deck. But it does something to some people. But you could also play Malice in this way that you don't need to play the Allure. And next would be Labyrinth. Pure raw trap Labyrinth. No furniture cards or whatsoever. So just raw trap interactive gameplay of Labyrinth. And moving on next, we do have Memento Outland, Triple Forbidden Droplet. This has been the most obvious choice to main deck on Memento Outland. Moving on next, we do have That's a Shared Tournament. We do have Snake Eyes, Azamina, with Triple Parallel Exceed and turbos out the Banshee XYZ. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite. Yeah. With Burst of Destruction on the side deck. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It played the Burst of Destruction. And next would be Memento Outland with Triple Phantasmi. So it really respects the Malice matchup. And moving on next, we do have another Dragon Maid. So this time Dragon Maid with Tenpai Dragon. Wow, Dragon Maid with Tenpai Dragon on the main deck. Because why not? You're already playing Sangen Kaimen. Why not just go all out and play the Tenpai package with the Chundra and Pydra, no? So yeah, interesting. This could be really game breaking way of playing Dragon Maid. And moving on next, we do have another Arcus. Oh my goodness. Arcus this time with triple Droll on the main deck. And yeah, play the Bestial Duo. And moving on next, we do have, oh my goodness, another Arcus. Yeah, another Arcus, this time with Speedroid engine to just link climb faster, of course. And of course the Finsmith, the addition of Engraver really does something for this Arcus. It just really improves the resiliency and ceiling of the deck. Moving on next, we do a Wuyu Bashir Tournament, top 4 in China. First would be Dragon Maid with Blood Engine. So, a bunch of Dragon Maid results. Yeah, those are really handy supports of Dragon Maid. And next would be Fabled Finsmith with, yeah, Fabled Finsmith. Wow, another Fin deck, no? I don't really know what this deck does. Let me know in the comments below what is the aim or the goal of this deck. And next would be Phantom Knights, 58 card, wow. Phantom Knights, good stuff with Goblin Bikers, Speedroids, Danger. And next would be Dragon Maid with Blood Engine, but this time played Book of Moon and one talent and one droplet. Odd numbers of cards and interesting tech choices. And moving on next, we do have Unchained. Unchained Apprentice. Yeah, Unchained Apprentice with Illusionist package. So we just wants to improve the ceiling of Unchained probably, and also have access towards this Chimera fusion. Yeah, I'm not really seeing the logic behind this, but I have also seen this type of build last report. And moving on next, we do have Gem Knights Primite this time with Finsmith. So engine deck technically, but yeah, really interesting. Also played Ogre, no? Just to rattle the Ryzel matchup. Also Sprint, yeah, I played Sprint because you have like level 2 on this. Yeah, you have like level 2 on this with those flowers rose. And moving on next, we do have another Ryzel. Pretty standard this time. Next would be Mermail Atlantean. Triple Dark Ruler no more. And also played Deep Sea Diva on the main deck with Bar Statue. Yeah, and 1 for 1 as well. And moving on next, we do have top 4 of the tournament, or top 3, yeah, 3v3, Dakra Championship. First would be Ryzel with Sharks, and also played Duster and Heavy Storm. Yeah, interesting. And a pointer of Red Lotus. Wow, another way to go first on this type of card. Next would be Orcus Finsmith with Samuel Limit on the main deck and triple retaliating C. Wow. Yeah. Red Sea could be just your antidote against the Ryzel, but Red Sea wouldn't be uh, too prevalent on the next format this coming January, considering that Ryzel was severely hit. And next would be Mermaid Atlantean, once again. Yeah, same list as earlier, I believe. And next would be, yeah, the Gem Knights that we have seen. Yeah, I believe that's the same deck list. And moving on next, we have another Orcus. Oh my goodness, this is like the ninth Orcus that we have seen. This time it played as a Leia. So this is like your second copy of Little Knight. And what a neat looking deck list, no? Didn't even play Fualos. Just played triple Droll, triple Nibiru, and oh, double Nibiru and triple Veiler. And moving on. Next we do have another Unchained. So bunch of Unchains on this report. Third Unchained or fourth, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Aobao really played a huge role of making Unchained more versatile. And next would be Ryzel, once again, with uh, triple Purulya on the side deck and one Ogre. Also played one Desires, but oh, one Prosperity, but didn't up to play Desires. And moving on, we do have top 4 of Uyubu Share Tournament. First would be Malice 60 with Allure. You cannot do this right now because you have like one Allure and one Gold Shark, no? So I don't think it will turn out this way unless you bump the copies of your non-generic monsters like the Luna, the Fairy Tail cards, the Bestials, no? And next would be Malice 40. Play double Book of Eclipse, the more standard approach. Very different from the Book of Moon earlier. And next would be Tenpai Dragon. With Gold Shark going to 1, I think it also mitigated the consistency of the Tenpai Dragon. Next would be Malice. Once again, bunch of Malice in our report. The same with one Lobelion on the main deck. Played the whole Bestial package, but didn't have to play the Regained or the Branded Beast. And next we do have another Orcus, this time with Millennium Engine. Wow. So it played XYZ Encore Steel and Millennium Engine on Orcus. You could potentially make dumping cards easier with this away, but it consumes a lot of your main deck slots. That could be better with hand traps, but I guess it functions similar towards the Orcus Horus, where you just need the Millennium Engine to boost the ceiling of the deck. And yeah, that sums up our OCG Metagame Report post QCTB from December 21st to December 22nd. So, if you found this video informative and helpful, please consider subscribing. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep providing this content for you guys. So once again, thank you for watching. Happy holidays. See you on the next one. Peace.